Here at home, there's been some dramatic images really across the country over the last 24, 48 hours, especially at the Columbia, UCLA last night, University of Madison, Wisconsin, other campuses. Has the president been monitoring this? And why have we not heard directly from the president about these protests that have taken over institutions of higher learning across the country, the police responses, instances of violence? Why have we not heard directly from the president?
Oh, boy, was Karine looking fidgety during this question. Well, she knows she has to answer this question today because everyone's wondering, how come Biden is a hiding and not saying anything about these protests on campus? Well, the only answer she will give is how he's against anti-Semitism, but she will not address the fact that he's saying nothing about the protests because he wants the youth vote. Well, she tries to get through this guy's question, but unfortunately for her, Ducey's up next, and he just continues laying into her, and then the next reporter does too. The room turns against her on this.
Thank you, Karine. Some of these encampments, they had matching tents. We're being told that there are professional outside agitators involved. We don't know if they're being paid to sow chaos by domestic folks or foreign entities. Does President Biden want his administration to find out who is funding some of these protests?
What I can say, I cannot speak to. That is something that that local law enforcement certainly is looking into.
And I understand that President Biden historically has spoken very forcefully about anti-Semitism, but this week he's not. He's MIA. Is he that worried about losing the youth vote with these protesters?
I'm going to be mindful. You're talking about youth vote. You're talking about 2024. No.
Young people.
I have to say what I have to say, and just give me a second. So I'm not going to speak about somebody's doorbell. Is that a doorbell?
Yeah, that was an alarm.
An alarm. Okay. All right. And I'll speak more broadly. I can't speak to youth and support and voters. That's not something I can do from here. The president has taken a lot of policy actions here that he knows that young people care about. And a lot of those actions are popular with those young folks, whether it's giving a little bit of breathing room with student debt relief. We made an announcement today, matter of fact, and we are going to continue to do that because we think it's important as families or as an American and you coming out of college and you want to build a family, buy a home, you have the opportunity to do that and not be crushed by student debt. The president understands how important it is to deal with that issue. What we're going to do is continue to take actions that we believe helps all Americans and all communities.
You mentioned what he said in 2017 after Charlottesville. He said about Trump's response then, Charlottesville for me was a moment where I thought silence would be complicity.
Yeah.
So how do you explain his silence this week?
Oh!
The president has not been silent on this issue when it comes to hate speech, anti-Semitism. He launched the first ever anti-Semitism strategy to counter anti-Semitism, something that no other president did. No other president did.
A school building at an Ivy League campus got taken over.
Respectfully, you didn't quite answer it. The question was, why hasn't the president been more forceful in talking about the protest? He talked about how he's talked about anti-Semitism, but specifically on the protest. Why hasn't the president been more forceful on that?
And I hear the question, Gabe, but respectfully, the president has been